Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting artist, Jimi Hendrix, and I'm going to be talking about his 5 best albums. And I hear some of you thinking, he only made 3 studio albums while he was alive, how come you make a top 5? Well, Jimi Hendrix is the kind of artist who has a lot of releases after his death. There have been studio albums released, but even more interesting, Jimi Hendrix's skill is something that needs to be heard live. Now, after he's dead, the only way you can hear that is through records. And there have been loads and loads and loads of live releases. Loads of them. So, making a top 5, I'm making the consideration of the 5 most iconic, brilliant moments of Jimi Hendrix on record. And I'm going to kick off the list with, indeed, a live album. Band of Gypsies. About a couple of weeks ago, I found a first US pressing of this album. I already had a first British pressing, which is awesome, but to hear this on a first American pressing, oh man, it's just stunning, and it's such an awesome album. To start off with, Machine Gun is on here, and the live rendition of Machine Gun on this album is incredible. It's a full, powerful sounding album. Message to Love is on here. Power of Love. It is an incredible, good and interesting live record. And Jimi Hendrix is on fire here. It's live recorded at the Fillmore East on the evening of 1969 to 1970. So it's one of the most beautiful goodbyes to the 60s you can find on vinyl. And if you can find a first US or a first UK, I mean, both sound amazing, but there is, in that sound quality, in that recording, in that mix, something very pure, very beautiful is hidden, is being left, is there. So if you start a collection of Jimi Hendrix, please take Band of Gypsies alongside. It's a masterpiece. On number 5, on number 4, what I have here is the UHQR of Axis Bold as Love, and this is his second studio album. I really dig the cover, I really dig the sound, I really dig the vibe of it. I was in London about a couple of weeks ago, where I found an original mono pressing, and it sold for £50. And I hear you guys thinking, well, why aren't you holding that right now? Because it skipped. I was in the store and it skipped. Now, I play it in the store with a stereo needle, but I have a mono needle at home, so it might as well work at home, but I'm not there to test it. £50, it's a bit more than €60, and I have this beautiful UHQR, which is a beautiful Bernie Grutman audiophile master pressing. So am I going to spend €60 on something I wouldn't know would play as beautifully? Because I mean, listening to a record in a store, it's a different experience. I mean, I'm used to my own gear, but it did have some scratches. You know, it did have some scratches. But with the mono needle, would that go away? At the moment, I thought, I'll be wise. I'm not gonna put that one on. But now I think, shit, I should have bought the mono one, the first UK mono, if only to compare it, and if only to make a video about it. So, my bad. But this is a beautiful numbered UHQR. It's a great album. Little Wing is great. If 6 Was 9, I love If 6 Was 9. Bold as Love, Castles Made of Sand. So many great songs. And this one pressing, I believe it's I actually bought this one about a year or two ago in a store for the usual price of about 150 or €160. But I believe that on Discogs it goes for horrible prices. Now, is that worth it? Are these €300 or €400 for this beautiful box worth the money? Most people, when they are holding the box, they say, yeah, it is. I'll be frank, this is the best sounding version of Axis Bold as Love I have heard. But I believe it's the same mastering as put on the $20 or $30 version. Now, that doesn't have silent vinyl, so this one is a little bit better. But you can really experience the idea and the sound and the incredible quality also on the $20 to $30 version. So is the UHQR right now worth the hype the scalper prices are? No. Yet, perhaps the best sounding version. But to say that, I would have to have UK Mono to compare. But I'm very happy with the UHQR, obviously. On number 3 spot, another live album, and this, I love this, and it has such a horrible cover. It's Jimi Plays Monterey, and you know what? I'm gonna turn it around because the back of it actually has a shot of Jimi Hendrix. I believe this shot is taken from the Monterey Pop Festival. I've played the Blu-ray of the Monterey Pop Festival over and over again. It's a D.A. Pennebaker Blu-ray, which is released by Criterion, and it is one of the most incredible Blu-rays I have in my collection. I will talk about that a bit. I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna do some about concert films. I really want to talk about concert films as well. But this show is amazing, and the final is incredible. Opening with Killing Floor, Foxy Lady. You hear that here, Hendrix was literally, almost literally, on fire. The moment of Monterey Pop Festival was so important because it was the moment in the Summer of Love in which a lot of the British acts had a chance to make it in the US. There were a lot of bookers in the audience, and a lot of people were trading artists around. So that's also why The Who was there and doing an awesome job as well. They had a breakthrough in America. Now, Jimi Hendrix was an American artist, but he broke through in London. He was a legend in London, but he had to take a shot in the US. Now, the Monterey Pop was the moment he did that. And you can witness that on this amazing album. Foxy Lady, Like a Rolling Stone, and ending side 1 off with Hey Joe. It's so good. Then side 2, one of the most beautiful renditions of The Wind Cries Mary, Purple Haze, and Wild Thing. This is the ultimate Jimi Hendrix live album. And I love Woodstock. I love loads of others. I have here the Songs for Groovy Children, which is a beautiful box set. I believe also at the Fillmore East. Yeah, beautiful box set. But this, for me, is the ultimate. It sounds incredible. It is full force gas and one disc. An incredible, powerful performance. Jimi Hendrix Plays Monterey on number 3. On number 2, yeah, Electric Ladyland. And I love Electric Ladyland. This record is a trip. And this is the remaster from a couple of years ago, which has Hendrix's voice a little bit louder because he was mostly a bit insecure about his own voice, so he put it lower. And a lot of the fans love this rendition of the album. Yet I prefer an original. I have a Dutch first pressing of it over here. Why am I not holding that Dutch first pressing? Well, YouTube policy, because it has a lot of naked ladies on the front, and as fun as that may be, YouTube is very tight in these rules, very strict in our computer generated people checking up. So I'm holding this cover. I also like this cover, by the way, and this record is amazing, but with songs like Voodoo Child, All Along the Watchtower, Voodoo Child's Slight Return, so many good songs, but also as a whole, when you lay back, you listen to it, it works incredibly well, especially in the early pressings because the mix is better. Then you understand, if you hear all the noise in the room and all the people who were attending the sessions, that this is some sort of chilled down hippie blow session. Just have fun, and there's an element of experiment and freestyling there. There are some jazzy influences which you may like or may not like, but this is a laid back record, and on the original pressings it's even so much better. Less powerful, but so much better in the experience. Number 1, you might all have expected this one coming in. Are you experienced? Yes. And this album is a genuine, awesome masterpiece. Jimi Hendrix is here in his best shape. I love this one. I truly, truly love this one. Take a look at the set list. Starting out with Purple Haze. And I also like, by the way, the European version, which is good, but this one, the American version, it's better. Starting off with Purple Haze, Manic Depression, Hey Joe, Lover Confusion. So many great songs. On the first side, then, side 2, The Wind Cries Mary. Third Stone from the Sun. Foxy Lady, Are You Experienced? I mean, this is one of the best records from the 60s. One of the best records of the 60s. So, I mean, this is pure audiophile pleasure. This pressing also, masterpiece. Legendary Jimi Hendrix. So, do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.